I just received groundbreaking news in the Orly Taitz case, and I wanted to share it with you guys. The Chief Justice publicly accepted WorldNetDaily's eligibility petition on March 13, 2009. Attorney Orly Taitz talked to Roberts, who is the U.S. Chief Justice, and he agreed to read Obama's birth documents. A California attorney lobbying the U.S. Supreme Court for a review of Barack Obama's qualifications to be president confronted the Chief Justice with legal briefs and a WorldNetDaily petition bearing names of over 325,000 people, asking the Supreme Court to rule on whether or not the sitting president fulfills the Constitution's natural-born citizen clause. According to Orly Taitz, the attorney who confronted Chief Justice John Roberts at a lecture at the University of Idaho, the judge promised before the gathered crowd that he would indeed read and review the briefs and petition. Taitz told WorldNetDaily, "I addressed him in front of 800 people in the audience, including university officials, the president of the Idaho State Bar, and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Idaho, and in front of all of them, Roberts promised to read my papers." Roberts was lecturing on Abraham Lincoln to approximately 1,200 attendees of the annual Bellwood Memorial Lecture Series at the Moscow, Idaho University. Roberts has been Chief Justice of the Supreme Court since his nomination by President George W. Bush and subsequent confirmation in 2005. Earlier in the week, Taitz confronted Supreme Court Justice Scalia, who told her the issue of Obama's eligibility has been raised before the Supreme Court at least 4 times, but has yet to be given a single hearing, still lacked the votes of the required 4 justices in conference before it would be officially heard. Taitz said, "I told Scalia that I was an attorney that filed Lightfoot versus Bowen, that Chief Justice Roberts distributed for conference on January 23rd, and now I represent 9 state reps and 120 military officers, many of them high-ranked, and I want to know if they will hear quo warranto, and if they would hear it on original jurisdiction if I bring Hawaii as an additional defendant to unseal the records and ascertain Obama's legitimacy for presidency." The legal phrase quo warranto essentially means an explanation is being demanded for what authority Obama is using to act as president. An online constitutional resource says, "Quo warranto affords the only judicial remedy for violations of the Constitution by public officials and agents." Taitz reports asking Scalia, "Tell me what to do. What can I do? These soldiers, which are her plaintiffs, can be court-martialed for asking a legitimate question. Who is the president? Is he legitimate?" She said Scalia responded, "Bring the case. I'll hear it. I don't know about the others." In Idaho, Taitz obtained the promise of one of the others, the Chief Justice, that he would read through the eligibility challenge, including the petition brought by WorldNetDaily readers. As WorldNetDaily reported, Taitz is submitting a motion to the Supreme Court for a rehearing of Lightfoot versus Bowen, a case she is working on through her foundation, Defend Our Freedoms, alleging some of her documentation may have been withheld from the justice by a court clerk. She asserts docketing information about her case was erased from the docket of the Supreme Court on January 21st, 1 day after the inauguration and 2 days before the case was to be heard. At the lecture in Idaho, Taitz grabbed the attention of Justice Robert by boldly addressing her allegation that a clerk had buried the case. Taitz told WorldNetDaily that the forum rules required that those questioning Roberts announce their relationship to the University of Idaho and refrain from talking about cases currently before or likely to appear before the court. I said, "Justice Roberts, my name is Orly Taitz. I'm an attorney from California, and I got up at 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, flew and drove thousands of miles just to ask you a question, so please give me some leeway. My question is, do you know there is illegal activity going on in the Supreme Court of the United States?" According to Taitz, the room was stunned silent as she continued. "I have presented my case to you, and you personally agreed to hear this case in conference, but your clerk refused to forward a supplemental brief to you. He has hidden this brief from you. He refused to put it on the docket. Additionally, my case was erased from the docket 1 day after the inauguration and 2 days before my case was to be heard. Outraged citizens and members of the media and state representatives are calling the Supreme Court, demanding to have the case re-entered on the docket, Taitz told Roberts. Then she held up the WorldNetDaily petition and continued, "Moreover, here are the names of U.S. citizens who signed this petition and who sent individual letters to individual justices, including you, Chief Justice Roberts, all of them demanding the same thing, that you hear my case in regards to Barack Hussein Obama's eligibility for presidency." According to Taitz, Roberts approached the microphone and said, "I see you have papers. I promise you, I will read all your papers. I will review them. Please give them to my Secret Service and I will review all of them." Shortly thereafter, Taitz told WorldNetDaily a Secret Service agent identified by his badge as Gilbert Shaw accepted 2 suitcases of documents and pledged to deliver them to Roberts. Taitz reports the documents included 4 major sections. 1. A motion for reconsideration of Lightfoot v. Bowen with all its supplemental briefs. The Quo Warranto Eastern Lien et al. v. Obama et al. Case. The WorldNetDaily petition consisting of 3,300 pages of names, over 325,000 in all, of people demanding the Supreme Court hear the Obama eligibility case, and a copy of a 164-page dossier sent to the Attorney General, Eric Coulter, detailing suspected criminal activities surrounding Obama and his supporters, also available on Orly Taitz website called Defend Our Freedoms. I will include that link on the sidebar in the video description. WorldNetDaily has reported on dozens of legal challenges to Obama's status as a natural-born citizen. The Constitution, Article 2, Section 1 states, "No person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of President." Some of the lawsuits question whether he was actually born in Hawaii, as he insists. If he was born out of the country, Obama's American mother, some suits contend, was too young at the time of his birth to confer American citizenship to her son under the law at that time. Other challenges have focused on Obama's citizenship through his father, a Kenyan subject to the jurisdiction of the United Kingdom at the time of his birth, thus making him a dual citizen. The cases contend the framers of the Constitution excluded dual citizens from qualifying as natural-born. I want to thank Orly Taitz for all the hard work that she has put into this case, for using her own personal resources to completely go out of her way, to fly and drive thousands of miles to confront Chief Justice Roberts, to keep on working on this case with such veracity, for working so hard with so much diligence, so much persistence. She is tenacious. I want to thank you, Orly Taitz, for all the hard work you're putting into this, for standing up for the Constitution, and for protecting and defending America. Thank you, Orly Taitz, and God bless you. Please keep it up. I know if there's anybody that can crack this case and get it anywhere, it's you, Orly. It's you. And I know you've got what it takes, girl. So keep on doing it. Keep up the hard work. I also want to thank Chief Justice Roberts for even giving Orly Taitz the time of day, to even let her have a couple minutes to explain why she was there, and for listening to her and explaining the case and her situation, what she's been going through to get this case heard. Thank you, Chief Justice Roberts, for allowing her to give you those 2 suitcases full of documents and for promising to review the case and read all of the papers and everything in that suitcase. Thank you so much, Chief Justice Roberts. We appreciate you so much. We need more justices like you in the Supreme Court.